Good afternoon and happy Halloween. Thank you for joining us. I'm Nathaniel Rivas and here's the news for this Wednesday, October 31st. Following the breaking news on campus from yesterday, a student in classroom building 1 was detained by UCF PD around 12:30 p.m. Chief Carl Metzger says the student was a 20-year-old junior who dressed up as the Terminator for a Halloween costume. His costume contained a real ammunition belt around his shoulder, but he will not be charged.
Not illegal to have ammunition on campus. It certainly is in poor taste given the events of the past week, and it raised the alarm to the point where we did receive a call. Our officers responded, got there quickly. We were able to interview a few individuals on scene, made contact with this individual, and determined that there was no threat to campus at that point.
Chief Metzger asked the campus community to make good choices today while choosing Halloween costumes. He says to not dress up in something that would alarm the community. Social media is a great way to stay connected. It can be used for fun and as a way to network for jobs. Nightly News reporter Brianna Kennedy tells us how social media can be bad if it's not used the right way.
Social media is a huge part of everyday life.
I just reach to my phone, close my alarm, and I just sweat.
The Pew Research Center shows that 88% of 18 to 29-year-olds use social media. Social media can be beneficial, but it can also be negative for college students entering the job market if they're not careful about what they post. Vanity Shields is the coordinator for UCF's Office of Integrity and Ethical Development, and she gave a talk about why students should be careful with their social media posts.
What you post is going to be displayed as part of who you are.
Vanity said employers do check social media before they choose a final candidate for a job.
Like Facebook, Twitter, things of that nature, even just doing a simple Google search, what a lot of social media is kind of like the first thing that pops up for a person's name.
Social media accounts have privacy settings, but you may not always be able to trust your followers.
People can still maybe hold a phone on top of the phone that's pulling up the record, or do screenshots, things of that nature, and then send it to group chats, GroupMe, WhatsApp, things of that nature. So realistically, anything you post after it leaves your phone at that point is no longer private.
Social media can be a good thing if it is used the right way.
So just use it to what is going to get you positive attention or what's going to get you the right type of attention.
Posting inappropriate things on social media can get you a lot of likes, but it cannot get you a job. In Orlando, Brianna Kennedy, Nightly News.
Social media can be beneficial as long as you think before you post. Labor leader and civil rights activist Dolores Huerta visited UCF Student Union Tuesday. Huerta is known for working alongside Cesar Chavez in the 60s. She's also credited for creating the slogan, Si se puede, or Yes we can. Huerta discussed the importance of voting, as well as making students aware of strength in numbers. She stressed how UCF voters can affect Florida election outcomes and encourage students to utilize early voting.
That this campus here could determine who's going to get elected in Florida. Can you imagine that? Think of that power that you all have, that your campus right here can decide. Who's got the power? And I want to say, we've got the power.
Campus voting sites open daily from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Early voting ends Sunday, November 4th, and Election Day is this Tuesday, November 6th. October is Caffeine Addiction Recovery Month. 90% of adults consume caffeine in beverages daily, according to Vox.com. Nightly News reporter Kinsey Hicks tells us why you should be cautious when consuming caffeine.
When it comes to craving for exams or the typical late college nights, students tend to turn to caffeine for that extra boost.
The recommended daily dose of caffeine for adults is up to 400 milligrams. The Mayo Clinic says that's roughly 4 cups of coffee a day. UCF student Katara Phillips can't drink anything with caffeine in it anymore after 2 doses from last spring.
I had so much caffeine that it destroyed the lining of my stomach completely. And they're like, yeah, no more caffeine, and it's not just coffee, but they're like, no, you can't drink alcohol, you can't have spicy food, you can't have any of these things.
Phillips says time management is what helped her overcome her addiction.
At 9 o'clock, you're gonna wake up at 7 o'clock, and you're gonna go through your day. As soon as you're tired, that's it, close the book, go to bed.
Clinical dietitian Astrid Volbert shares the same advice. She says students turn to caffeine because of their hectic schedules.
Something's got to give, and of course they're all tired, so they want to keep working, so they're looking for something that will give them that edge. And caffeine is filling that void.
Volbert says sleep is the biggest factor for students trying to wean off caffeine.
Get some sleep. That's number one. A lot of these issues are part of I'm not getting enough sleep and I'm trying to get all this work done.
And Volbert says if you're someone who drinks 3 cups of coffee a day, try to reduce it by a cup each week. In Orlando, Kenzie Hicks, UCF Nightly News.
If you feel the need to have caffeine, try drinking decaffeinated tea. Volpert says that is a great replacement from caffeine. The women's soccer team begins conference tournament play tonight in Tampa. The team will face off against the Temple Owls. The Knights ended the season as the 3rd-ranked team in the American Athletic Conference. This is UCF's 5th time being the number 3 seed in 6 years. Earlier in the regular season, UCF defeated Temple 2-1. UCF has played well on the road during the season with 6 wins, 2 losses, and 1 tie. You can catch the game on the American Digital Network at 4:30 tonight. Now for today's Halloween forecast. It's currently 75 degrees, but expect highs in the mid-80s with sunny skies. Later tonight, it will cool down with a low of 65 and mostly clear skies. Great sweater weather and for trick-or-treating. And for tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high near 87. Temperatures will come down again tomorrow night, mostly cloudy with lows in the high 60s. And that's all the time we have for today. Remember, you can stay up to date with everything UCF by following us on Twitter at UCF Nightly News. I'm Nathan Rivas. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time, and happy Halloween.